Blindside actor Quinton Aaron is fighting the most serious battle of his life right now after being rushed to the hospital and placed on life support in a terrifying medical emergency that has left fans stunned and deeply concerned across the world. The 41-year-old actor, forever remembered for his powerful and emotional portrayal of Michael Oher in the 2009 blockbuster The Blind Side, is currently hospitalized in Atlanta, Georgia, after a sudden and frightening collapse at home led doctors to uncover a severe and life-threatening blood infection. Everything unfolded without warning, turning an ordinary day into a medical nightmare. Quinton Aaron had been at home when he suddenly began experiencing extreme weakness, dizziness, and a frightening loss of sensation in his legs. What initially may have felt like fatigue quickly escalated into something far more serious. According to those close to him, he struggled to remain standing and attempted to make his way upstairs when his body simply gave out. He collapsed, unable to move his legs, disoriented and confused, and soon began slipping in and out of consciousness. His wife, Margarita Aaron, immediately knew something was terribly wrong. Panic set in as she watched her husband lose control of his body right in front of her. Without hesitation, she called emergency services, fearing the worst. By the time paramedics arrived at the home, Aaron's condition had already worsened dramatically. He was weak, barely responsive, and clearly in distress as he was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Once admitted, doctors quickly realized this was far more serious than anyone initially imagined. Medical tests revealed that Aaron was suffering from a dangerous bloodstream infection that had aggressively spread throughout his body. His oxygen levels dropped to critical levels, and his breathing became unstable and irregular. The infection was putting enormous strain on his organs, leaving doctors with no choice but to act quickly. In a life-saving decision, medical staff intubated him and placed him on life support, relying on a ventilator to breathe for him while his body fought the infection. For days, Quinton Aaron remained in the intensive care unit under constant observation. Doctors described his condition as critical and unstable, stressing that the infection was severe and unpredictable. Family members were told that the next 24 to 48 hours would be crucial and that there were no guarantees. Every hour felt like a waiting game filled with fear, hope, and uncertainty. The actor who once inspired millions with a story of perseverance and second chances was now fighting silently, surrounded by machines, IV lines, monitors, and a medical team working non-stop to keep him alive. As physicians continued running tests to understand the full scope of his condition, another deeply troubling discovery was made. Imaging scans revealed a rare cyst located on his spine, an abnormality that may explain the sudden numbness in his legs and his collapse. Specialists believe the cyst could be pressing against vital nerves, affecting mobility and possibly causing long-term complications. Doctors have made it clear that surgery may be required once Aaron is stable enough to handle it. The possibility that this could impact his ability to walk has only heightened fear and concern among loved ones and fans. Throughout this agonizing ordeal, Aaron's wife, Margarita, has remained by his side, rarely leaving the hospital. As a registered nurse, she understands the severity of what her husband is facing, which has made the experience even more emotionally overwhelming. She has described the situation as devastating, admitting there were moments when she truly feared she might lose him. Watching machines breathe for her husband, listening to the steady beeping of monitors through sleepless nights, and waiting for even the smallest sign of improvement has taken an enormous emotional toll. Despite the fear and exhaustion, Margarita has also been a pillar of strength. She has consistently described Quinton Aaron as a fighter, someone who has faced adversity his entire life and never given up. She has spoken about moments of hope that kept her going, moments when he squeezed her hand, opened his eyes, or reacted to familiar voices in the room. Those small gestures, she says, felt like miracles in the midst of uncertainty. One of the most emotional turning points came when Aaron began showing clear signs of awareness. Doctors noted that he was responding to simple commands, and at one point, he lifted his hand and gave a small thumbs-up gesture. For his family, that moment was overwhelming. It was proof that he was still present, still fighting, and still holding on. It was a sign that the man they love was not giving up. Another encouraging development followed when doctors were able to slightly reduce his reliance on the ventilator. Aaron began taking some breaths on his own, a major milestone in his recovery. While he remains on life support, these small improvements have brought cautious optimism. Doctors have been clear that recovery will be slow, unpredictable, and filled with setbacks, but every positive sign represents progress. As news of his condition spread, shockwaves rippled through social media and the entertainment world. Fans who grew up watching The Blind Side expressed disbelief that the actor behind one of the film's most emotional performances was now facing such a dire and life-threatening situation. Messages of prayer, encouragement, and love flooded online platforms. Many fans shared how Aaron's portrayal of Michael Oher inspired them, reminding them of resilience, kindness, and the power of second chances. Former colleagues and friends have also spoken out, sharing memories of Aaron as a person beyond the screen. Many describe him as humble, warm, and deeply appreciative of his supporters. Those who worked with him have said he never took his success for granted and often spoke about how grateful he was for the opportunity that changed his life. Hearing about his condition has been heartbreaking for those who know him personally. In response to the mounting medical expenses, a fundraising campaign was quickly organized to help support Aaron and his family. Intensive care, life support, potential surgery, and long-term rehabilitation come at an overwhelming cost. Donations poured in from fans, fellow actors, and supporters who wanted to show their love and ensure the family could focus on healing rather than financial stress. The response has been powerful, highlighting just how deeply Aaron's story has touched people around the world. This medical crisis comes at a time when Quinton Aaron had been making significant positive changes in his life. In recent years, he openly shared his journey toward better health, including a dramatic weight loss of nearly 200 pounds. He spoke proudly about taking control of his body, improving his diet, and committing to a healthier lifestyle. He often credited his wife for standing by him and motivating him throughout that transformation. That makes this sudden hospitalization all the more shocking. For fans who followed his journey, it felt like he was stepping into a new chapter, healthier, optimistic, and focused on a long future. Instead, he now faces one of the greatest challenges of his life, serving as a powerful reminder of how fragile health can be, regardless of effort or progress. Quinton Aaron's rise to fame was itself a story of perseverance. Before The Blind Side, he faced rejection after rejection in Hollywood, struggling to break into an industry that often overlooks those who don't fit traditional molds. When he was cast as Michael Oher, everything changed. The film became a massive success, earning critical acclaim and touching audiences worldwide. Aaron's performance was praised for its sincerity, gentleness, and emotional depth, making him the heart of the story. That legacy is why this moment feels especially heavy for fans. The actor who once symbolized hope, resilience, and second chances is now relying on others for survival. His story has shifted from cinematic inspiration to a deeply human struggle unfolding in real time, one filled with fear, uncertainty, and hope. Doctors continue to emphasize that Aaron's condition remains serious. While the infection is being treated aggressively and his condition has shown signs of stabilization, the road ahead is uncertain. The spinal cyst adds another layer of complexity, and decisions about surgery or long-term treatment will depend on how his body responds in the days and weeks ahead. Even in the best-case scenario, recovery is expected to be long, physically demanding, and emotionally challenging. Margarita has been honest about what lies ahead. She has spoken about the possibility of months of rehabilitation, physical therapy, and ongoing medical supervision. She has also emphasized the importance of faith, patience, and gratitude throughout the process. Every breath he takes on his own, every movement, and every response, she says, feels like a miracle. As of the latest updates, Quinton Aaron remains hospitalized, still receiving intensive care and life-saving support. He's alert at times, responsive, and surrounded by an overwhelming outpouring of love from fans across the globe. The mood among those closest to him is cautiously hopeful, grateful for every sign of progress, while fully aware of how delicate the situation remains. This story is a sobering reminder that life can change in an instant. Fame, success, and past victories offer no protection from sudden hardship. Quinton Aaron's journey is no longer just about a role he played on screen, but about resilience, vulnerability, and the will to survive. As fans continue to wait for updates, one thing is clear: Quinton Aaron is not alone in this fight. The support surrounding him is immense, and his story continues to inspire compassion, unity, and hope. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.